Pokemon Champions is almost here, and I am super excited to start battling in this new game. My name is Connor at Tallgrass Gaming. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we're going to be going over all of the Mega Pokemon that I think you should pick up and use in Pokemon Champions. There are a lot of great choices for Pokemon battling, but with some questions still up in the air for what's going to be allowed and what's going to be usable on day one, I've created a list of 10 Mega Pokemon that we've seen from the Champions trailers, Pokemon that have succeeded in the past with similar formats, and the Pokemon I've personally seen in the pre Champions meta. So if you're able to prepare these Pokemon in other games, or if you see them in the recruitment section of Champions when it goes live, you should absolutely, without hesitation, pick them up. Without further ado, let's get things started. We aren't going to be doing any rankings in today's video. We're just going to run through the Pokemon in Pokédex order. We're going to start in Kanto with Charizard. Now, Charizard does have two different Mega forms. It has an X and a Y form, and without a doubt, Mega Charizard Y is going to be the premier S tier choice. It is a special attacker, so first of all, it's not going to have to deal with Intimidate drops from Incineroar, Hisuian Arcanine, Gyarados, right? Those types of Pokemon. It gains a huge buff to special attack when it Mega Evolves. More importantly, it gains the Drought ability in Setting the Sun. From what we've seen in previous formats and even the pre-champions format, is that this is all going to be about weather wars, right? Rain, sun, hail, and sand. So having the drought ability, the ability to control the weather, is going to be key. And since it's tied to the ability, you're going to be able to switch Charizard in and out to make sure that you're countering your opponent's weather choices, make sure that you have complete control, right? Positioning is going to be key with Mega Charizard Y. It also has access to great moves. It has Heat Wave. You can double up with Flamethrower. Water types and rock types are going to be your biggest opponents, so you can even cover it with Solar Beam, right? A grass type. You can cover with Focus Blast, a fighting type. It has a lot of great coverage. And if you want to use Charizard as more of a support, it also gains access to Tailwind. So if you want to control both the weather and the speed of your team, Mega Charizard Y is going to be a key choice. Next up, we have Gengar, another special attacker, so again, not going to have to deal with any Intimidate drops. It gets a nice buff to both its special attack and its speed when it Mega Evolves. In its base form, it has a really cool ability, Cursed Body, but when it Mega Evolves, it gains access to Shadow Tag, which prevents non-ghost Pokemon from switching out. This pairs perfectly with the move Parasong. This is one of the only Pokemon in existence that actually can trap Pokemon and use Parasong, which, for those that don't know, knocks out all Pokemon on the field after a few turns. So what you can do with Mega Gengar is you can stall, you can take out some of your opponent's key team members with Parasong. It also has access to powerful moves like Shadow Ball and Sludge Bomb that are going to really make good use of that special attack stat, but it also has other coverage moves. It has Dark Pulse, Focus Blast. If you want to control the speed of your team, it has Icy Wind, right, debuffing your opponent. And it has Thunder to deal with things like Mega Charizard. It really just depends on what your team needs, right? Gengar is very versatile in that regard. Let's talk about an absolute beast next, and that is Kangaskhan. It gets a buff in pretty much every stat that it plans on using. It is a powerful physical type attacker, and it gets some really nice abilities in its base and its mega form. Starting with its base form, it gains access to Inner Focus, which means it can't be flinched, so no need to worry about Fake Out. And it also gets Scrappy, which allows you to use normal type moves like Fake Out against ghost types, right? So if you want to make Gengar flinch, if you want to make Aegislash flinch, Frostlass, right? All these ghost types that might be in the meta, you're going to be able to use Scrappy. Now, both of these abilities, Inner Focus and Scrappy, also make Kangaskhan immune to Intimidate. So it is a physical type attacker, but it doesn't have to worry about those attack drops coming from Intimidate. But when it Mega Evolves, it gets this really cool ability called Parental Bond, which allows damaging moves to hit twice. Essentially, the baby Kangaskhan that's usually in its pouch jumps out, and it hits the same move again. So we're talking about double Fake Outs, double power-up punches for free stat boosts, double bites for flinching chances, right? We have a lot of different options. Kangaskhan pretty much runs the gambit of different move types. So whatever you want, you can add to whatever stat you're making. The only limit really is your imagination with Kangaskhan. Next up, we have another physical attacker in Gyarados. First of all, Gyarados in its base form gets the Intimidate ability. But when it Mega Evolves, it gets even stronger and it gets a buff to its defenses, making it able to withstand more hits. It loses the Flying type and it gains the Dark type, changing up some of its matchups in a positive way, in my opinion. It has tons of coverage moves like Crunch, Earthquake for electric types, Ice Fang for dragon types, Liquidation to hit hard against those fire types like Mega Charizard Y. And it also doesn't have to worry about hitting things due to abilities because it has Mold Breaker. It can hit through Levitate, for example, right? So things like Delphox that get the Levitate ability and usually are immune to ground types, it can hit Earthquake through Mold Breaker. Very cool Pokemon. It's very bulky, very strong, and it can even do well in its base form, making it a great Pokemon to add to your team. Heading to the Hoenn region now, let's talk about Swampert. In its Mega form, it gains stat buffs to both its attack and its defenses, making it hit harder and last longer on the field. But it's also one of those Pokemon that can abuse the weather, right? Weather Wars is going to be super important in the format. And with Swift Swim, the ability it gets when it Mega Evolves, it makes it faster in the rain. So it hits harder, it becomes faster, and it can withstand more hits. It's then geared with powerful moves like Earthquake, Liquidation, and the only thing it's weak against is grass type, so it even also has Ice Punch to deal with that coverage. It's super cool Pokemon, definitely worthwhile to add to any team you might be creating. Next up, we have Gardevoir, a very solid Pokemon that gets a boost to its special attack and speed, and it can work with a lot of different team compositions. It's a Pokemon set up for a more balanced approach, and it's going to be one of the premier Fairy and Psychic type Pokemon in the format. Gains a special ability called Pixelate, which converts normal moves into fairy moves, so it can use extra spread damage like Hyper Voice on top of the stab moves it already gets like Dazzling Gleam and Psych, and it's going to be able to keep your opponents in check. Very solid Pokemon, definitely worth having in your account. Next up, we have another fairy type in Mawile, and this is one that I haven't seen a lot of people talking about for this format. I think it has a lot of great matchups. First of all, its typing Steel Fairy is absolutely amazing, lots of great defensive matchups. In its base form, it gets Intimidate. We already know how good that ability is, but also gets Hyper Cutter as a physical attacker. It doesn't have to worry about those attack drops due to Hyper Cutter. When it Mega Evolves, it then gains awesome buffs to both of its defenses and its attack stat. We're starting to see a trend where the bulkier and stronger these Pokemon get Megas, the better off they're going to be on your team. And with its ability, Huge Power, it gets even better, right? It doubles the damage output due to this ability, right? Super strong, has plenty of move coverage like Iron Head, Play Rough, Crunch, Thunder Punch, Thunder Fang, Ice Punch, like lots of great moves that can be on any set that you're trying to create. It's an absolute monster and it's going to be tearing through health bars. Salamence is up next, and this might be the best Pokemon in the competitive format. It is extremely versatile and can pretty much be splashed into any number of team compositions. In its base form, it gets Intimidate. We know that's awesome. And when it Mega Evolves, it gets this new ability called Aerialate, which just like Pixelate, turns normal moves into flying type moves this time. It gets the boost to both attack stats, so you can build it however you want. It can be a physical attacker, it can be a special attacker, or even a split attacker, right? Using both physical and special moves. It has hard hitting dragon moves. It can set up with Dragon Dance. It can make use of Double Edge with Aerialate. And on a rain team, it gets 100% accurate hurricanes, right? Super hard hitting moves that you do not want to take from this absolute monster. Great Pokemon. Next up, we have Metagross, and Metagross might have one of the sickest stat lines in this entire video. Even if its base form, it's absolutely awesome. It also gets Clear Body. As a physical attacker, it doesn't have to worry about Intimidate drops. It's not going to go through any of those stat changes. And when it Mega Evolves, all of its stats get to dumb levels, and its new ability, Tough Claws, makes it so that all of its contact moves deal even more damage. Right? Super amazing Pokemon, but in recent games, it's even become stronger, right? It's got move buffs, move changes like Heavy Slam and Psychic Fangs, making use of its incredibly high weight. It's able to bite through screens. It's going to be extremely fast. It's going to hit hard and be a staple in a lot of teams. Super, super strong Pokemon. You should definitely have it in your Pokemon Champions games. And rounding out our top Mega Pokemon, we have a new addition, the only one on this list, and that is Frostlass. We still don't know all of the abilities for the new Pokemon from Legends ZA, but we do know that Frostlass gets Snow Warning, which is going to make it the premier Pokemon for snow teams to set the hail. It gets a huge boost to its special attack and a slight boost to its speed. It has great coverage moves like Blizzard that are going to hit both opponents on the field. It has Shadow Ball. But if you also want to run it as a more supportive set, it has things like Haze to get rid of stat changes. It has Aurora Veil to have the damage coming onto your Pokemon, and even Taunt to make sure that there's no setup on your opponent's side. It's really fun to try out new Pokemon, and I'm definitely going to be using Frostlass in some of the first days of Champions. Really cool Pokemon. With that, these are the top 10 Mega Pokemon you should pick up and use in Pokemon Champions. Let me know down in the comments which Pokemon from this list is your favorite, or tell me if there are any new Mega Pokemon you're excited to see in the game. I'm going to be creating and using teams with these monsters as we get into the Champions meta. I'd love to have you follow along as we start this competitive journey. If you learned something new and are excited for Pokemon Champions, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Take care for now, and look out for more encounters in the tall grass.